I didn't set out to be a pastor. It's not ever been my ambition. It was my calling. It wasn't my ambition. And I'm not sure that I would do it if I weren't doing it here because of the people who make up the Vineyard Church. They are amazing people. They serve, they give, they love.
We just are so outward focused that we want anybody and everybody, doesn't matter what race, socioeconomic class, like if you can speak good English or not, like it doesn't matter, like we love you.
The people, like I said, are just so loving that it's just home for me.
But going to the Vineyard and seeing how the members of the Vineyard, how they prayed and the heartfelt talks that they gave, you felt like Christ was there.
Jesus goes where love has not yet arrived. And I think of Chris and I think of the Vineyard Church, when I reflect on that, because they take love where they go.
So the Be the Blessing campaign was our attempt every single year to just like magnify that characteristic about this church. Like we do it all year long, but we want to, again, not like in a look at us, look at us, look at us, but hey, look what we're doing. Like, welcome to what the Vineyard is all about. So let's rally around this weekend. Let's see if we can raise a ridiculous amount of money that seems impossible. And then we promise that we're going to give it away.
And we typically raise somewhere between $25,000 and $75,000 to invest in our community and serving people and helping organizations. We don't just write them a check, although we do that. We send volunteers and we build things and we help them do what they do.
In the last several years, the Vineyard Church has given us the ability to offer hospitality to the people that stay at our winter free shelter. They've made up to 50 plus meals for such a large crowd that we gather here. With the help of Ziegenfelders, who agreed to store all of those meals that had been pre-made. The only downside is I couldn't get the cooks to tell me the recipes.
And Cheryl Post is our kitchen coordinator. She's totally a volunteer, but she produces and puts together all that food. With a team. The whole team comes together, but they're all, everybody would tell you Cheryl's the person who makes that happen. She doesn't take a penny for it. It comes out of love. She contributes to it to make that happen. And year after year after year, if we couldn't do it, she would be so bummed out because her ministry and what God has put on her heart is that people need food. And nobody goes hungry. This is kind of something that we say a lot around here. Nobody goes hungry as long as we're around. And Cheryl is the person who puts feet to that.
It's just feeding people. I love to watch people eat. And it just makes me feel so good. And I call my team. If I didn't have them, I would never been able to do it. So, they make it so easy for me because all I have to do is tell them what to do.
Yep, Miss Cheryl is an amazing person. She's so humble and so unbelievably capable. I don't know anybody else that can manage the kitchen with all these volunteers who may or may not know what they're doing, including myself, and organize it to have all these dinners, separate and delicious dinners put together. And she's amazing.
You just stop and think that, they're eating something that, we all had our hands into it. And it's just a blessing to be able to do it.
One of our staff members, Barb Randolph, who attends the Vineyard, had come to me and she stated that Chris Figaretti, the pastor at Vineyard, had wanted to outreach to our school and to find ways that they could just, become a blessing to us. I truly feel blessed because these people now I feel like are a part of our school. You know, they come in, and here at Madison, I feel like we're a family. So when they come in, I feel more connected now to the Vineyard, because they have just jumped on board and cared for our children here at Madison the way that we have.
The mentoring program has been amazing, where we have paired adults with kids. Our mentors range from age to 84 and 85 to people in their 20s.
The morale of our kids has just tremendously skyrocketed. The mentorship would happen bi-weekly, so it would only happen a couple times for the children a month. And I had seen their attendance just become better because they were working toward that. They set goals with their mentor, whether it was academically, something personally. But on days that mentoring would happen, you could just see them walk in. If I would see them in the hall first thing at 7:30 in the morning, it was, Mrs. Trio, today's a mentoring day. I'm so excited.
So my mentee was having a very hard time right before COVID. So probably 2 months before COVID, Barb and Principal Trio and I were sitting down and talking, and they reached out to me and they said, "You've made such an impact on her life." And they were talking with my student and they said, "What can we do to help you be better? Who's making an impact in your life? What little thing can we do?" And my student said, "Well, Miss Vicki makes the impact for me. If I could see her more regularly, that would really help me." And I ended up going to her parent day at the school. I think as much as I've probably impacted her, she has impacted me and opened up my heart to be able to love and to care for her in whatever way I could.
My right hand on the Be the Blessing initiative every year is our office manager, Vicki Smith. And Vicki takes my harebrained ideas and lists and turns them into reality.
With that, I'm the paper pusher in the background. I get to sort through everything, make sure I handle all the volunteer sign-ups, create sign-ups.
You know, the things that we do in the community, and I said this when they approached me originally about this Good Samaritan Award, I'm not the guy that makes those things happen. I might be the guy at the helm of the organization and casting vision for, hey, I think we can do this, but then it's an army of people who step up and go, and we're going to do it.
So I just want to, I know Chris is saying that it's not about Chris, but without somebody at the helm of the ship who is calling out commands, turning the rudder, turning the steering wheel, seeing what's coming up on the horizon and navigating us. So it does take somebody with a vision and a selfless heart and a character like God's leading us to help that permeate all the way down through the entire church. So yeah, it is the church, but he is the one that really kind of gets to set the tone and the example.
Well, I mean, so being a part of the Vineyard has impacted, when I say my entire life, I really mean my entire life. I mean the direction of my life, because Chris was my pastor when I was in college, and what he's poured into me from that point, for me being young, before I had a family, before I had kids, before I had a job or anything like that, he poured into me in ways that helped direct my path.
He's always thought of himself last, and always puts everyone else first. And community-wide, church-wide, it does, he's a big picture kind of guy. And he surrounded himself by amazing, amazing people.
Chris is just an amazing guy. He genuinely gives his heart to whatever he's involved in, and I just think that he's the perfect guy for it.
Having known Chris for over 2 decades, he's getting an award for being a good leader and for being the Good Samaritan and helping those in need. But one thing that I want to make sure doesn't get missed is that he's just a good friend. I regularly thank God for Chris's presence in my life. I feel like he's just been a huge blessing to me. His whole family has. And he is an amazing husband. He's my best friend.
All right, well, Chris, you've always been a friend. Always been somebody that I can call, that I can reach out to for prayer. You're one of my longest, most faithful friends. And the amount of care and love that you've given to me, to my family, to my kids, to my wife, to my parents, your impact in my life has been monumental and will last for eternity.
Chris, you've been a friend of mine for over 20 years, and you know, you've always, if I needed to be put in check, you've always, as a brother, put me in check. And I've always appreciated that. I always appreciated your love and your honesty and the way that you've just always been there.
Chris, I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of our family. And always, whenever we call, you're there. And you've always said that anything I need, just ask. And every time I've asked, you've always followed through.
Chris, you are the pride of your parents. You've done wonders in your short time on this earth. You have brought people together to pray, to help others, to do good. And I think that's exactly what Jesus Christ would want from all of us. So God bless you, my friend. Good luck.
Chris, thanks for 22 years of friendship. Thanks for being a co-worker and a guide and a support in all the different stages of life. Thank you for leading us, for sticking with it, for staying with your convictions, and for helping us as a church be the blessing along with you.
So Chris, I never wanted to do this. Thanks for roping me into it. I probably wouldn't want to do this kind of work anywhere else with any other group of people. And you set the tone, you set the bar, you set the example, and it's a privilege and an honor. Thanks, bro.
Chris, I just want to thank you. Thank you for your heart, for the heart that you have for the community, for the church, for me, for walking alongside me and encouraging me and seeing in me something that I didn't see in myself.
Chris, I'm just happy you came into my life. You don't know what you have done for me.
And to my amazing husband, Chris, you always have been and you always will be my hero.
I live my life trying to follow Jesus. And Jesus said, if you want to be great, you need to be a servant. And if you want to be a leader, you have to go to the end of the line. And so I just believe really strongly that we lead by serving, and that pedestals are dangerous things. I try and stay off of those. And I'm just Chris Figaretti in Wheeling, West Virginia. I have some chickens and a little piece of land, and God has given me this job to do, to pastor this church, but it's not a position of I'm up here and people are down here. We're in this together. We're a team, and I think we lead by jumping in and serving and being with one another.